Senator Kelly Ayotte is on the Homeland Security Committee. She joins us. Nice to see you.
It's good to be with you, Greta.
All right, we always hear about these horrible things going on in these countries far away, but now we hear that the threat really has an impact here in the United States. What's the story?
It's a huge problem. The Director of National Intelligence, Clapper, testified before the House Intel Committee that the al-Qaeda presence in Syria is a threat to our homeland. So he's warning Congress, he's presumably warning the president, and here we have a situation in Iraq where, I mean, it's absolutely sad, it's horrific. You know, we lost close to 100 American soldiers in the Second Battle of Fallujah in Iraq, and then you have instances of al-Qaeda flags flying in Fallujah, and so you've got this situation that's a danger to us and to our country. And think about when we had al-Qaeda presence in Afghanistan. So I'm really worried about Syria, that it could be the next Afghanistan.
Well, when I was in Iraq, I was in a refugee camp with a bunch of Syrians. They'd actually fled Syria for the specific reason is al-Qaeda become the dominant rebel groups in Syria, and they got terrifying. So it's growing. But I mean, how do we know that it's being? I mean, look, I don't want anyone to suffer, but how do we know it's going to be exported here to the United States?
Well, you know, based on, obviously, Director of National Intelligence, for him to be able to say that to the Homeland, to the Intel Committee, that's a big deal. Because what we have in Syria right now, close to 26,000 jihadists, either al-Qaeda affiliates or other extremist groups. Over 7,000 of them have come from 50 different countries.
Yes, that's what people don't realize.
Fight.
It's sort of a magnet for people.
Yeah, it's a magnet for people that want to commit terrorist acts. And some of the people that have gone, what Clapper said, some of the people that are in Syria right now actually have expressed an interest in attacking Europe, going beyond Syria. And so, and by the way, what happens when they fight in Syria and then they go return, for example, to Europe or other countries, and with the intent on wanting to commit further acts of violence?
All right, so this sounds horrible. What can we do about it, or what should we do about it?
Well, first of all, I'd like to see some leadership from the president. Here we have the commander-in-chief, and where's the plan? Now he has his Director of National Intelligence saying to him, presumably, and to Congress, warning us that it's now a threat to our homeland. It's taken to that level, and he really has to come up with a plan that addresses the al-Qaeda threat now in Syria, as well as the al-Qaeda threat in Iraq. And that's going to require us, obviously, to work with our partners there. We're going to have to provide capacity to the people who are not involved with al-Qaeda. But most of all, where's his leadership on this? You know, what's most disappointing about it is that you think about the presidential election, where the whole theme was al-Qaeda's on the run. The policy of this administration right now, I believe, has been very weak, and we've been in a position where it's been an insurgence of al-Qaeda that's very dangerous to our country. So, hey, I'm open. I want to hear his plan, and I think we're going to have to work with the Israelis, other partners in the Middle East, to clamp this down, or it's going to come to bite us.
Senator, thank you. Always nice to see you.
Great to see you too, Greta.